Hello, in this video I'm going to share with you some of the main features of a website called Transum, which you can use with your child to solve maths puzzles and play maths games. Transum caters for both primary and secondary school pupils. If you Google Transum and then click onto the Transum website, it'll appear as it does on the screen at the moment. So we'll click on Enter. So we can see the games and puzzles over here on the left-hand side. Transum offers much more than games and puzzles, so you can have a look at all of those other features yourself, but for the purpose of this video we're just going to concentrate on the games and the puzzles. So if we click on games, you'll be presented with lots and lots of different games that you can play with your child, and for each of those games the instructions are given very clearly as to what the game entails, and they are very good games. Now I'm just going to take a look at one of those games just to give you an idea of how everything is set up. So digital darts down here on the right hand side, so click on that for those of you who are interested in darts. So it's a game for 2 players, and as I mentioned earlier, the instructions are all given there. So if you want to pause the video, by all means do so and have a read through the instructions. What this game involves for the 2 players, if you click on Start and Start Timer, so I'm going to be player 1 and I've got 30 seconds to throw 3 darts. So as you can see, the darts moving around the dartboard, and I'll just click on throw when I think I'm going to get a good score. So I've scored 19, 16, and then double 16. So this is the maths. I have to work out what my score is for those 3 darts. So that's double 16, 32, 32 add 16 is 48, and 48 add 19 gives 67. So that's what you have to do when you play this game. You have to work out what those numbers add up to. Click on check. So if that was wrong, you would be told to do the calculation again in order to get the correct answer. And then for those of you who play darts, the point of the game is you start with a score of 501 and you need to try and get that down to 0. So I scored 67 with my first 3 darts. I have to subtract that 67 from 501 and type in my score here. So that leaves me with 434. So I just type that in, check that I haven't made a mistake, and I'm now left with 434. Okay, the rules of darts are explained. If your dart lands in one of the rings on the outside, it counts as a double. So if it landed there, for example, that would be double 9, 18. If it lands on one of these inner rings, it's a treble. So if it landed here, that would be treble 20, so that would be 60. If it lands on the red in the middle, called a bullseye, that would be 50. And if it landed on this green outer ring here, that would be 25. Okay, so I was player 1, I've had my turn. It would now switch to player 2, and so on. And the first person down to 0 wins the game. Okay, so plenty of maths, plenty of adding, plenty of subtracting, plenty of doubling, trebling, and so on involved in that game. So really good game, and lots of the games on this website are really excellent games. So that's an example of one of the games. If we go back to the main page, I'm just going to click on puzzles, and as with the games, you've got lots and lots of different puzzles. The instructions are given for each of those, very clear instructions. So if I just, like I did with the games, I'm just going to choose one of those puzzles. So this is a perfect magic square. instructions are given to me there. Drag the numbers into the grid so that the following groups of 4 numbers all have the same sum. So that's each row, each column, each diagonal, the 4 corners, and each 2 by 2 square. So this has come up as puzzle 1. So this should be the most straightforward. And it increases in difficulty all the way to puzzle 9. So I would start off this game. I can see I've got a full row here. So if I added the numbers up, so 11, 13, 29, 34. So that tells me that the numbers have to add up to 34. So if I went to this column here and added these 3 numbers up, that gives me 22. So I need another 12. So I would just drag the 12 across there into that square. Okay, and then I would just continue for the next column here. So 16 add 9 is 25, 25 add 3 is 28. So I need another 6 to make that up to 34. And that goes in there. Okay, and then you just continue until you've completed the 4 by 4 grid. Once you've done that, you can check your answer. If there's any mistakes, you'll be told where that mistake is. If I just click on to puzzle 9, and that's more difficult, as you can see, because they only give you 2 of the 16 numbers, so a much more difficult puzzle for you to solve. So that's basically what Transum has to offer in terms of games and puzzles. Hopefully you've found this guide useful, and hopefully you'll enjoy using this website with your child. Any questions or issues, then please just ask your child to speak to their teacher, the maths teacher. Thank you.